Good morning, folks. NB Geek, NB Geeks, let's talk. Uh, Obviously, if you can see my name in there, because I can't tell from here, you can see I've changed my avatar today, and my handle has changed. My actual name is, I'm actually Jess Reed II. I was a corporal in the United States Marine Corps. I served 4 years in the Marine Corps. I retired as a technical sergeant from the United States Air Force after serving 16 years. My wife is a retired technical sergeant as well, served 20 years in the United States Air Force. My father served 4 years in the United States Army. My uncle served 20 years in the United States Navy. My father-in-law served in the United States Marine Corps during Vietnam and joined the United States Air Force Reserve and finished out his career there. My grandfather served 2 years in the U.S. Army. Today is Veterans Day. It is a very humbling day for many of us veterans. We were the fortunate ones. We made it home. And in most instances, we know a lot of people who didn't. 18 of my 20 years and 19 of my wife's 20 years, we were at war. Our entire sole focus, my entire career, and her entire career from then on, was all about Afghanistan. That's all it was. It was all about Afghanistan. That was our focus. That was our mission. It does not matter what your MOS, AFSC, or rating is. Whatever somebody did, whether they were an 0300 infantry, I was a 2531 field radio operator in the Marine Corps. I was also a 3DOX2 in the Air Force as a cybersecurity computer guy. No job in the military when you sign up is any less important than the other. We sign a check for the full amount when we take that oath. When my wife and I took that oath, we weren't at war. Then 9/11 happened. And for the rest of our careers, we were at war. It was hard. It was stressful. And in a lot of ways, it was painful. Thank you, Nina. I appreciate that. Thank you for your support, Nina. It means a lot to me. We were the fortunate ones. We made it home. A lot of people we know didn't. And if you hear my voice crack and I start tearing up, this is not because I'm a pussy. It's because I'm actually a real man, and real men can't cry when it matters. So remember, no matter what the job somebody did in the military, whether they were a cook, an infantryman, bus rider, whatever, because what many of you don't know is, while you may think that was our only job, no, it wasn't. We had many additional duties we had to perform. I wasn't just a radio operator in the Marine Corps. I was the hazmat NCO and the battery guy, where I was the one who had to do inventory and make sure we had the proper batteries for all our equipment. We had people who were responsible for all of our Humvee equipment. I was a Humvee driver. I was responsible for my A driver, who was the operations officer. These were my duties. In the Air Force, I was a physical fitness instructor. I was a CPR instructor, first aid instructor. I was the manager of our inventory for my office. And I also had to instruct everybody else in our entire group that had an inventory management skill, which was about 35 people. And I had to instruct them because unfortunately they didn't have the understanding of it like I did. I also had to author several programs and training manuals, or co-author with other people. So it's not just a job, because it's not one thing you're going to do, and it's not 9 to 5. It's not. When I was in the Marine Corps, 5:45 Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 5:45 PT. I'll give you an example of Monday in the Marine Corps. 5:45 PT. PT ends. Back at the office by 0900 formation, uniform check. After that, get the Humvees, take them down in the motor pool. We are going to do our weekly first echelon maintenance, which means we're looking for bust, rust, and dust. In the Air Force, I had to deal with a lot of hats. I had to deal with more hats in the Air Force than I had in the Marine Corps, because in the Marine Corps, I left as a corporal. I came into the Air Force as a senior airman, which is the equivalent to the same rank, but I was also not an NCO anymore because they don't have NCO until the rank of sergeant. But I never lost my NCO ability. There's a brotherhood. There's something there. Did everybody get along? No. Not even close. But when the shit hit the fan, and it had to, all personal feelings were put aside, and we did what we needed to do for the mission. You didn't have to like the person. You just had to trust that they had your back. And that was what we did. We have our backs. Not everybody's going to like everybody in the military. It just doesn't work out that way. We all have different opinions. We're not a monolith. We don't always agree on things. But damn it, when the shit hit the fan, we put that personal shit was out the window. That was it. That was done. We didn't have time to worry about our personal feelings. We had a job to do, and we had a mission that needed to be done. And that's all that mattered. We could pick back up on the later shit later. Our personal shit later, fine. Sometimes when the shit hit the fan, that's when you found out the most about someone. And that's when you sometimes realized maybe you have more in common than you realize. Maybe there's more you know. So when you see a veteran and you know a veteran, remember to thank them. Because today is not a day that we look at as many times joyful. As I stated earlier, it's more of a humble day. I think it's big for a lot of us who served during the Afghan war, because I won't say lucky, because I don't use that term. The term is fortunate, because we made it home. We get to continue. And when Memorial Day comes, remember those who have gone. Remember the generations of people who have passed since then, to keep our republic alive and keep this country as safe as we could. Semper Fidelis, fair winds and following seas to all of you.